the old garbage collector.
Good evening, no, good afternoon, Toastmaster day, fellow Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen. This morning, I want to share with you a true story of a garbage collector, an elderly Chinese woman whom we fondly call Ah-Po. Ah-Po lived alone in a small room at Mission Housing Estate. She was around 75 years old when I first met her. She was both tiny and energetic, always dressed in her old and faded Chinese traditional sunfu. Her face was quite wrinkled, but always with a radiant smile. People were attracted by her cheerfulness, struck by her pleasant directness, and fascinated by her simple belief, which is to recycle waste to protect our environment. Ah-Po was a Buddhist. Her faith was in human kindness and compassion. Each day, she went around our Bishan estate, rummaging through garbage bins for aluminum drink cans and plastic bottles. She then sold them to a contractor who paid her 5 cents per can or per bottle. Her daily income ranged from $2 to $5, barely enough for her food and drink. I once asked Ah-Po why at her old age she wanted to do this work. She replied in Hokkien, when I was a little girl, Bishan was a kampong. There were many trees and bushes we could play around. Today, children, very sad. No tree to climb, no bushes to play. Today, Singapore, many tall buildings, no good for children. Children must have playground to play. We must protect the nature for our children. Yes, our life motto was to protect the environment for our next generation. A simple but noble belief. Early March last year, I wondered, I've not seen Ah-Po for some days that she did not wander through our estates. Where is she? What could she be doing? I wondered. One late evening that same week, I saw a medium-sized woman around mid-40s, clean-looking and neatly dressed. Definitely not someone who is poor and doesn't need to go to rubbish bins collecting cans. This woman was decent and respectable. She reminds me of Angie, in fact. But then why is this woman competing, snatching away the job of an old woman? Staring at this greedy intruder, I became upset and angry and gazed my contemptuous eyes at her. I went up to her and confronted her. Why are you competing with an old woman? The intruder looked at me and replied calmly, I am not competing with the old women. I am here helping her. Ah-Po has fallen sick this week and cannot get out of bed. But she still wishes to continue her daily work, collecting cans and bottles. I am here to help her fulfill her wish, provide peace in her mind. The words of this intruder dumbfounded me. I had wrongly judged and accused someone who is a kind soul, a good Samaritan. I looked down and was very embarrassed of my judgmental attitude and deplorable behavior. I learned her name is Jane, who lives also in the neighborhood. She is a volunteered old folk befriender and has offered to help Ah-Po now that she's sick. A few weeks later, I bumped again to Jane and asked about Ah-Po. Jane bit her lips as her eyes welled with tears. She blinked them back furiously until she could not blink them fast enough, and they streamed down her face. Ah-Po passed away last week, as she had no relative or family. There was no funeral for her. Her body was cremated in the temple. I was deeply shocked and profoundly saddened by the news. I asked Jane, tell me, what was her last moment like? Jane relieved her teary face and spoke softly. Her last moment was calm and peaceful. The nurse and I went into her room that early morning. She looked at us, looked into our eyes, and shed a tear. She asked me, I held her for one last time, and then she asked me to sing for her her favorite Hokkien lullaby. Before I could finish the lullaby, the painful sound of her breathing went silent. She looked at me, her eyes opened wide and stared straight ahead. In that morning, sunlight coming through the window, you can actually see her aura light up the room. It was peaceful and calm. And then her breathing became very shallow. And with a slight squeeze of my hand, she was gone. On her last day, she passed me a newspaper wrapping and asked me to donate it to an environmental protection body. Inside the newspaper was $2,000, her whole life saving. Yes, Ah-Po has passed away, and soon no one will remember her name. Ah-Po's daily routine might be collecting garbage, picking up drink cans and plastic bottles. But her spirit of cheerfulness and perseverance, her commitment to her life mission, her dream to protect our environment for the children, personified the root of our ancestral values, the stem of our human dignity, and the blossom of human pride. That is the aspirations of our ancestors. That is the spirit of our forefathers. That is the Singapore dream. Toastmasters.